Can't be making the same joke twice, can we? Hello, and welcome to my Q&A. This is going to be my kind of 600th subscriber special, I guess, because I may have missed 200, 300, 400, and 500, but here we are. I wanted to wait for a few more questions, so now we've got enough. I'm going to get to it, and I thought, since we just hit 600, I thank you all so much for that. That is mind-blowing. I thought we'd just tie it in with that. So I've got a bunch of questions from you guys on Discord. I'm gonna get those up and I'll answer them for you. Okay, so the first question is from Ellipsis, and she asks, how long have you played Minecraft? I've played Minecraft since 2010, 2011. It was literally my favorite game when I was younger. Any console or device it came out on, I have it. Except the Switch. I don't have it on the Switch. When I was younger, I was such a big Minecraft fan. So yeah, I've played it for a good 9 years, 9 years, so yeah. Red Eye asks, how did you come up with the name Abraxos? Was it based on the Pokemon Abra? I get this one a lot. It's actually not, surprisingly, as much as I love Abra the Pokemon, it's actually not. The name Abraxos came from a random name generator, believe it or not. I did have an old name, which was my PlayStation name, which you guys would see, which was Your Friend Gubs, which is why some people call me Gubs instead of Abraxos or Abra. But yeah, I wanted to change it. I didn't not like the name. I just wanted to start with something new. I wanted something a bit different. So yeah, I went on a random name generator and Abraxos was one of the options. There was another one. I can't remember what it was, but there was one other name that came up that was also an option. But yeah, that was one of the options. So I chose Abraxos and that was pretty much it. There's nothing really to it than that. But yeah, I mean, it kind of fits with Abra, so I'll take it. Vasa asks, how did you start playing Alicia? Now this one is quite a cool story. I was at work one day when I still lived in England, and when I came back, I got a message from Zanea and Navis, and they basically were like, they threw this link at me, and they were like, download this, don't ask any questions, and I was a bit like, okay. It was a bit suspicious, but obviously they're my friends, I trusted them, so I downloaded it. Obviously it took me to a website called Alicia, obviously Alicia Online. I could see all the like Korean stuff, so I was like, what is this? And yeah, I downloaded it, I made an account, I started playing it, and yeah, I fell in love with it, obviously. So yeah, all thanks to Zanea and Navis is why I started playing Alicia. They sent me a link and I just played it. Gwenny asks, is there something in particular that inspired you to create? Yes, I suppose so. What inspires me the most is probably making people happy, laughing, just to, as cheesy as it sounds, making people's days better. I know you probably have heard that from everyone under the sun, but it is true. It's like if I get a comment from someone saying, oh, you've brightened up my day, or just hear them talking about how their day was quite horrible, and you know, me live streaming or me making a video made them laugh, or just in general, just hearing someone say they found it funny, that is enough for me to just sort of be like, okay, yeah, I'm doing something and it makes me feel better, it makes people feel better, it's a win-win, you know? So that's kind of what gets me in the motivational, inspirational mood, if you want to put it that way. So yeah, I suppose making people happy is the short answer. Aresu, I think it's Aresu, asks, how old are you? I'm 20 years old as of recording this. My birthday is in August and it's currently July. So yeah, next month I'll be 21, but yeah, I'm 20 years old. Jorange asks, how did you and Navis meet? That's a really good question. Again, quite a long story. I'll try and simplify it. So basically, one day I was playing The Isle. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's like a dinosaur survival game. I was playing The Isle by myself because, believe it or not, I didn't have many friends. I was pretty lonely at the time. I didn't have anyone to play it with, and I didn't like playing games by myself. I did have one friend that used to play it, but he was never online, he was always working, he was never free anymore, so one day I just decided to play by myself, for whatever reason. And yeah, I met a guy on there, who actually, I started like following around, because in this game you can type in the chat, but you can't talk. So he was typing in the chat because we were the same dinosaur, we could talk to each other. And he was like, we were just talking, and he was like, oh, I've got a group of friends. Should we go meet up with them? So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So, and in that group of friends, was surely enough, was Zanea and Navis. And obviously Navis was in there. And yeah, from there, I kind of played with those guys passively without talking on Skype or Discord or anything like that. We just played through Steam. Like, we added all of each other on Steam. And yeah, and then one day they decided to add me into a call, and then one thing led to another, we became really good friends, and then yeah, and that's it really. I met Navis through a dinosaur game called The Isle. She was a baby T-Rex, I think, and I was a Velo at the time. And then I died and probably came back as a T-Rex, and I remember, yeah, that was basically it. We hung around as T-Rexes together. Minnie asks, who is Navis? Sorry that I don't know. Oh, Minnie, you're absolutely fine. So Navis, you probably, if you're in Discord, you'll see lurking. If you're in the live streams, you'll see her in the as a moderator. Navis is my partner. She's my girlfriend. So yeah, that's who Navis is. Okay, we've got another question from Gwenny. Pretty generic question, but if you could go back in time and tell your younger self something, or go forward in time to tell your older self something, what would it be and why? My younger self, I'd probably just go up to, pat on the shoulder and go, it'll be okay. And my older self, I don't know. That's a hard one because I don't know where I'll be in the future, so who knows? I don't know about that one. To answer the younger one, I'd probably just tell myself I'll be alright. Like, cause right now everything is perfect, you know. Obviously things could always be better, but as a life standpoint, I'm perfectly happy. There's nothing I would really change. I've got you guys, I've got Navis, I've got family, you know, I'm living comfortably. It's perfectly fine, so I wouldn't change anything. And I know obviously right now that it turns out fine, so I'd probably tell my younger self, it'll be okay. Okay, so Frienderman asks, if you had the Infinity Gauntlet and all 6 stones, what would you do? No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. I would probably, I suppose, get rid of all the bad people in the world. I don't know. I don't like that form of power. Like, I suppose it would be fun to have, but what would I do with it? Like, I know most people would probably be like, oh, you could snap away all your enemies, but I'm so chill. I don't have like anyone I would want to snap other than like criminals maybe. If you break the law and you want to, you know, I suppose that, but I don't know. Nevi asks, what is something you've never done that you would like to do or try? That is a really good question. Or these are all really good questions, but that's an interesting one. What I'd really love to do is go on one of those African safaris. I've never done that before, but I'd love to do one where you like get in a Jeep and you like slowly go through like the animal's natural environments. Obviously without disrupting the animal, of course, but like I'd love to go and see that. I suppose that would be a really cool experience to do. Cora asks, she says, oh, I have one. If you could make your own game by adding in different aspects from other games, how would you, and what would you want your game to be? And what things would you want to have that other games do? So if I can make my own game from other games, I would probably have a free-to-play, obviously, open world. I'd probably take like multiplayer, so you could like run dungeons together. So I'd probably take the Skyrim concept of free roam with like dragons, skeletons, like all these different monsters and creatures with like magic and stuff, potion crafting, armor crafting. I'd add in a breeding concept from like Alicia where you could breed your horse or breed like other animals. I'd make it multiplayer. What else could you have? I'd have like an earnable loot system where you can't pay for it with real money. There's no like paying whatsoever. But like just through playing, you can earn like keys or like tokens to unlock these chests, which give you like really cool stuff. Probably like a Borderlands 2-esque kind of thing where you can get like really cool randomized weapons. I'd love that. So like the Borderlands 2 random weapons sort of thing. I think that'd probably be it. I think that would be like my perfect game. Yeah, I think so. I'd have Skyrim, Alicia, and Borderlands 2 mixed into one. I think that would be pretty cool. Okay, so Alexa asks, what year did you start your YouTube channel? My YouTube channel is over a year old now, so I started it at the in like January, I think. Not this January, but last January, I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I started it early last year. Because I know when I made the channel, I didn't officially start making videos until later on. So I think it was last year. I think it was 2018. I think this is Dux. Says, do you do YouTube as a job? I assume not. No, I don't. I don't make anything from YouTube other than when I live stream. There's like the loot system. That is the only way, and donations obviously. That is the only way I can earn anything from YouTube. So no, I don't do YouTube as a job. Pinky says, not really a question. I love your laugh and accent, lol. Thank you, Pinky. Dux has another question. He says, do you have any pets? If so, yes. Could you share a picture of him and her? So, I'll put it here. This is my dog. This is my dog. His name is Chester. And over here is my turtles. This is Alfie and Charlie. I think I have a picture of both of them. If not, there's at least one of them in there somewhere. They kind of like to hide, so yeah. You might need to pause it and look. Maybe I'll zoom in for you. I don't know, but we'll see. If they're there, they're there. If they're not, they're not. That's their enclosure anyway. Adam asks, are you an introvert or an extrovert? I am definitely an introvert, 100%. I do not really like public places. I don't really like going out much. People call it boring. It's more of an anxiety thing, if I'm honest. I get really anxious in crowds. I'm sort of getting over it, not really. I can't do it for long periods of time. And I just don't like going out much. I don't like the whole like party aspect. I'd rather, instead of like having a massive party with people, I'd rather just hang out with 1 or 2 friends. Yeah, like it sounds weird because I stream and I have people coming in the stream all the time. You know, there's like 10 plus people in streams and stuff, but that's a bit different. I don't know why I'm so comfortable with that. It's if anything, it relaxes me. But yeah, in real life, I'm an introvert. I don't like going out much. Rose asks, what is your favorite color? Lol. My favorite color is purple. Purple or orange? I like purple and orange. Another question from Gwenny. If you could spend a week anywhere in the world, where would you go? That's a good question. A week anywhere in the world. Oh, I could be, not boring, but I could be pretty like generic and go, I'd spend a week back at home in the UK, I suppose. I think I'd go to Australia. As much as there's like giant spiders and like evil animals everywhere, I think I'd love to experience Australia. I don't know why, I hear so much cool stuff about it. I love the accent. Apparently the food there is nice. There's just beautiful things to see in Australia. I suppose I'd spend, yeah, a week in Australia. Okay, another one from Frienderman. He says, what superpower would you like to get? I suppose like what superpower would I like to have? If I could choose, oh, this is a good one. I'd go with teleportation. I'd love to be able to teleport. Because I suppose flying would be one, but if you could just teleport, you wouldn't need to fly, and I'm afraid of heights. So, yeah, teleportation. Okay, another one from Frienderman. What is your favorite recording on the interwebs? Personally, this is my favorite video from like someone else, I suppose. One of, anyway. I've got too many. And my own recording, probably one of my music videos. There's so much emotion put into them, as cheesy as that sounds. There's so much put into it that I think it's got to be either... I'd tell you what, I'd probably say We Can All Be Winners is one of my favorite ones as well. Like that's like the most fun, bouncy one. But there's so many like of my own that I've put so much effort into. So either the I Love You one or the We Can All Be Winners. One of those two is probably my favorites. Okay, I just read this one. Rose says, do you drink fish or eat seawater? Both. Max Anonymous says, how long can a Doge stay underwater? Let's have a look. What's the record for a dog staying underwater? I can't find anything regarding time spent underwater. I've got jump distance. We've got the world record for the longest jump from any dog is a Labrador, jumped 30 foot and 7 inches. Wow, that is far. Like, geez, 30 feet? That's amazing. Okay, Minnie has, she's got a tricky question here. Would you rather kill your love or be poor forever? I'd rather be poor forever. I mean, money doesn't buy happiness, and I think Navis wouldn't appreciate that too much. No, I would definitely be poor forever, 100%. Okay, she's got a few more here. I'm only gonna pick a few of these. So sorry, Minnie, just so we can get through them. Rather sneeze every 5 minutes for the rest of your life, or live the rest of your life not being able to taste a single thing. I mean, I sneeze like 50 times a day anyway, so I'd rather sneeze every single day for 5 minutes than not be able to taste. Would you rather shave your head and be completely hairless on your head, or walk 2 miles every day? I'd rather be hairless. Like, not having to worry about washing your hair every day, like, perfect. Like, yeah, I'd rather do that. Okay, so Dux has another one. He says, have a small community or a big one? Oh, that's a really hard one. They both have their positives and their negatives. I would suppose having a small community, you're like we are now. I mean, we're big. We're 600 people, but like having a small community, you can talk to everyone. There's, you can all have such a good, close relationship with most people. Whereas having a big one is like, you can't communicate with everyone. Like your chat goes super fast. I mean, you can slow it down, but obviously then people can't talk as much, and it just creates problems. But then obviously having a big community, you could kind of live off of that, which is like a dream for most people. So it's like a double-edged sword, really. I don't know. I mean, they both have their positives and their negatives. Right now, I love having the small community. So if it grows, it grows. But right now, I'm comfortable with having a small community. But like I said, I could also have a big one. Freneman says, another one, he asks, am I an alien from Mars or Jupiter? Neither. You are a friend from Uranus. That was such a bad joke. Okay, and final question. Finney says, when are you actually going to do the Q&A? You know what? Now that you've reminded me, I was actually going to go and do that. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. If I catch you in a live stream, I'll see you next time. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to go record the Q&A now. But yeah, I will see you next time. Thank you all so much for 600 again. Goodbye, my friends.